people from high tier design colleges are confused कि सिर्फ UX designer नहीं हो रहे हैं अभी, मुझे ही UI बनाना पड़ेगा.
Ladies and gentlemen,
what I feel that everyone should be more of a T-shape.
So why are we not hiring young designers?
you are still not ready for this.
Designer term है ना, highly abused.
Making shortcuts like this is not going to help unless you understand.
The UX design term has been boiled down to
A little bit of techie थोड़ा तो सभी को होना पड़ेगा. I have one question that I want to start with everybody. I'll give some very quick context. A lot of the times, people forget that the leadership today is, also a designer. They were also a designer. They were young. They also learned things. My question starting with Abhimanyu is, what was that one or two things that you learned in the first 3 to 5 years of your career that you still find relevant today as a director of design?
I like the question. You prepped us slightly for it and I completely forgot that I should think of an answer. But I think one of the things from the beginning till now, which is staying with me, is the importance of communication. The importance of being able to talk about the work you've done. Because at the end of the day, you're trying to convince someone, here's a picture I made, can you make it come to life?
Yeah.
Right? So I think that is the one thing that I learned early on, that communication is really important to a designer's workflow.
Okay. Quick follow-up.
Yeah.
Do you think you were good at it from the start or you learned it over the way?
Definitely learned it over the way, from the most unexpected of places. But there was a certain point where I realized that despite even knowing English as a language really well, did not mean that I knew how to communicate effectively.
That's a very good point. We all meet designers who are from Hindi background and they find it really hard to communicate their design decisions, their thoughts, purely because they think English में ही बात करनी है मुझे.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
they don't realize that even in places like Bangalore, half of our conversations are in Hindi.
Yeah.
We have a good diversity and language is not equal to communication.
Correct.
Yeah. I think there's a lot about language and communication. A lot of people think that I know good English means I'm a very good communicator. That's not the case.
Absolutely not.
I could be an awesome communicator with a good Hindi.
Yeah.
Or whatever language.
Yeah.
Communication does not need a language. It's
100%.
all about communicating the right thing.
100%. What was those early lessons for you, Alok?
For me, I think it was more like adaptability. And why do I say so? That I started my career as a graphic designer back in 2003. And then in a couple of years only, I realized graphics can't take me where I wanted to go. So I moved to web. And then for almost 10 years, been web designers. Then we became UX designers. Now we don't know how long I'm going to remain UX designers in the world of AI. I might be something else. So
true.
I have learned how to adapt. Whatever new is coming, learn. Industry is changing, technology is coming new. Learn whatever new is coming and move forward. Otherwise, you'll be not there.
I think especially in the last 3 years, we have all been learning something new.
Yes.
Adaptability has been a key factor.
Yeah.
What about you, Apurva?
So I think, and it's not just as a designer, as a person, what I've learned is that whenever things are in a blur and you don't know what's next, just put your head down and start working. Just do whatever little thing just polish your skill or work. And that's the skill that still to date, whether it's AI, not AI, tools changing, not changing. Just put your head down and start working as a manager also, right? When you're not too much working in the day-to-day, stuff, then also sometimes when things are not clear, I just put my head down and start working as an IC. And I think you start doing that and then you start getting clarity in terms of how to navigate next steps.
Yeah. I read this as a tip for writers somewhere. If you want to write daily and you don't know what you want to write or what you should be writing, start by writing, I don't know what to write today, but I am still going to force myself to write. And as you begin, thoughts start flowing in.
Right. Correct.
Yeah. Puneet, what about you?
So I think it was the hard skill which I still use, and it's still very relevant for me as well as for most of the designers. So I was hired as a developer in Hewlett-Packard R&D labs, and for for first couple of years, I was into coding, primarily into coding in embedded systems, and I was a UI developer. And I think today when I see my team struggling with PMs or developers making excuses that, okay, this is not possible, the feasibility is not there, or it will take a month or two to deliver. Why can't you provide me a simple design which I can code in a day or in a week? So that time you can challenge them that no, it is not possible. This thing is very much you'll be able to develop in a week or two. It should not take a month, because you know what goes behind the scenes in terms of coding or developing that component. So this skill is still very useful for me as well as for my team, and I still challenge people with the timelines and the kind of excuses they make around developing what I design.
I think in the last 4 years, because I also was a designer and developer in the first 5.5 years, and my main skill was HTML and CSS. I was very weak at JavaScript also, right? But HTML, CSS, I knew really well. And that is why if there's a designer who cannot actually create a developer, in Airtel, in PhonePe, I have literally sat with people and I realized that skill that I actually was not liking it in the first few years of my career has become like a cornerstone. Aaj ki tarikh mein, if I'm a design system designer, right? I think I was able to become a good design system designer because my front end बहुत अच्छा था.
Exactly.
Right? HTML, CSS मुझे बहुत अच्छे से आती थी, तो मेरे को पता है कि ऑटो लेआउट इज बेसिकली डिस्प्ले फ्लेक्स. तो अब मुझे डिस्प्ले फ्लेक्स बहुत अच्छे से आता है, तो मुझे पता है कि ऑटो लेआउट तो मैं आराम से बना ही सकता हूँ मैं. Similarly with your style variable tokens.
But if you know, this used to be the KRA of web designers 10 years back, right?
When
I remember I used to work for during Microsoft time. It was my core job to design in Photoshop, do a HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery.
Hand that off.
Hand that off to a backend developer. There was no backend developer. There was a front-end developer, which was designers. That was the norm.
And there was just a developer. Exactly. The designers used to make the HTML.
And that's a big plus. That helped us now. Now when I go to codes, I can tell them what to do, what not to do. So
I think a lot of us started in an age where we were expected to do everything, right? हमें सब कुछ, हमारी कोई requirement defined नहीं थी. आज की तारीख में UX researcher है जिसे researcher करनी है. Some companies have visual designers और UI designers जो कि सिर्फ सुंदर कर रहे हैं चीजों को. हमें नहीं पता था, तो even until 2016, I think 2016 में मैं Photoshop वगैरह पे जब कर रहा था, तब भी सब कुछ ही करना होता था. कंपनी आपको बोल देगी कि यार हमें एक WordPress वेबसाइट चाहिए, अब तुम फोटोशॉप पे बना करके कन्वर्ट करो, या फिर तुम सीधे वर्डप्रेस पे जाओ और टेम्पलेट लेकर के सुंदर करना शुरू कर दो. ऐसा कुछ रूल था नहीं. और आज लोगों को आप बताइएगा कि आज लोगों को बड़ा वो होता है डाउट कि मुझे शुड डिजाइनर्स लर्न टू कोड, राइट? बट आप देखिए क्या हो रहा है.
Full circle back.
So in agentic systems we don't need to, but definitely I was coming to this only कि अगर आपने अपना career as a UI or UX developer, even as a developer start किया, and then you moved to a discipline which is UX or design, it is going to become really easy for you to understand what Lovable or Claude Code is developing for you. You are just doing a prompt, but what exactly it's going behind the scenes and how it is developing those things, you can debug those things, you can fix those things by yourself. As a designer, you don't need a developer sitting next to you.
And slowly that will become the expectation of one of the things that you should be doing, right, in this world that we are getting into,
which is something which I think we'll be talking about.
I observe that's a myth in the market these days about UI designers, UX designers, visual designers, UX researchers. I want to become one of those, and that's a big myth. I mean, everyone wants like, okay, and things that UX design ends at the wireframe and UI design starts after wireframe. So when I become a UX designer, after doing everything, I'll give a wireframe to somebody who is going to make it beautiful. It's not my job. ये छोटा मोटा काम है, मैं नहीं करूँगा. ये visual वाला बंदा करेगा. मैं तो UX करूँगा, problem solving करूँगा.
Correct.
That's a myth still I see in the market. Still 100%. There. Even I forget about the AI part.
That day in the NID event, after that event also a few students from the campus asked me, and then in my course also in my seminars, people from NIFT and NID, people from high tier design colleges are confused कि सिर्फ यूएक्स डिजाइनर नहीं हो रहे हैं अभी, मुझे ही यूआई बनाना पड़ेगा. बट मैं तो स्ट्रैटेजी में बहुत एक्सपर्ट हूं. मैं आई एम लाइक, भाई हमारे पास 50 लोगों की डिजाइन टीम है, 50 प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर्स हैं, हमारे पास में हेड ऑफ डिजाइन है जिनका 20 साल का वर्क एक्स है, डिजाइन मैनेजर है 10-10 साल पे. तुम ही सारी स्ट्रैटेजी कर दोगे तो वो क्या करेंगे?
कर दोगे मतलब मना नहीं है करना. ऑफ कोर्स यू कैन, बट द फैक्ट इज कि आई डोंट नो माय पावर. People feel that I know everything, I can strategize. But the moment you come to the picture, you meet the business folks, you meet the product folks, you're like, oh, that's a different world as well.
Yeah.
I was thinking from design perspective only.
Then you realize कि oh यहाँ पर actually में strategy is something that everybody is doing. In their part time,
Kind of,
design
yes.
managers, business managers, design managers, product managers सभी strategy कर रहे होते हैं.
अभी तो अपने काम को strategize करते हो ना, daily भी, weekly भी, monthly
क्या
भी.
करोगे?
That's how you go about things. That's how you go about making your career.
Yeah.
तो strategist तो आप already हो, but आपको उसको present कैसे करना है and how do you grow as a strategist?
Yeah.
It takes time.
Yeah.
I think
Go ahead.
जो UX designer term है ना, it's highly abused is what I
Yes.
feel. First of all, why I say this is it stands for user experience design.
Yeah.
People just forget ki experience. What is experience, right? Anything that you feel, you observe, that is experience. Now, if you just think about it, ki you are an experience designer. You are not designing screens or a cup or a mug or whatever.
Yeah.
You are designing an experience. उसमें फिर ये excuse नहीं आता ना कि मतलब मैंने screen बना दिया आगे का तुम देखो. You have to design the entire experience, how the person is feeling. You are designing for the feel, not for the Figma or whatever tool or whatever is there.
Yeah.
I think industry में भी there are a lot of people who do not understand what UX means. People just think कि हमको ये काम करना है, इसमें ये वाला काम होता है जो ना कोडर करता है, ना PM करता है, ना हमारा बिजनेस वाला करेगा. ये कौन करेगा?
Decision by
ये
elimination.
डिजाइनर करेगा. कोई भी डिजाइनर लाओ. इन डिजाइनर को UX डिजाइनर बोलते हैं.
Yeah.
And that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Right?
एक बहुत ही फनी सी चीज आपने बताना सुनी है कि नहीं कि इसका थोड़ा सा UX कर दो ना.
हाँ.
That's a,
इस प्रोडक्ट का UX कर दो ना.
can you just do the UX?
Yeah.
So I think you're right. Ki unfortunately, the UX design term has been boiled down to screen दिखेगा end में, right? And as we get into the conversation about AI and all, that'll come up ki why that was a bad thing, and we are sort of waking up to the reality and thinking about what we really bring to the table.
Yeah.
But I do want to, before we move on, touch upon this should designers code wala thing, this entire conversation we're having, and draw a parallel to the world of physical buildings. An architect in this world does what we have defined we will do, right? Which is create a blueprint, create a screen. But the difference is that architect understands what the different building materials do.
Yeah.
Should I be using cement? Should I be using wood? Should I have bricks? All of that concept is clear in their mind. We have made that separation that we don't care whether you make it with wood or bricks. We don't know HTML, we don't know CSS, we don't know any of it.
Yeah.
We will do something, we'll give you a picture and you figure out how to make it. Would you trust an architect who tells you, I have made a blueprint, I don't really understand, but tum reh lo is building? Kya farak padta hai?
100%.
Right? You wouldn't.
Yeah.
So I think that's where that realization with everything that's changing is all coming back. Ki we need to know the materials we are working with, because it's becoming more and more important as they are becoming easier to work with, to do things
But
with.
why did it happen? When did we go into this assemblification of design ke parts by parts ही लोग करेंगे, and why do you think this happened?
I think as every field matures, people want to create processes out of it. Even the engineering field में जो चीजें आजकल date में होती हैं, like you were saying, there was just a developer, there wasn't a back end and a front end developer, but today there are companies that are organized like that. Every field goes through that. Eventually till it plateaus and you understand ki it is good to have these kinds of silos. We just raised our hands and picked up and said हम majorly UI बना के दे देंगे, and that's all we are thinking about, right?
ये जो industrialization से हुआ है ना, ये templatization, and to add to your architecture example, today if you see, even the architects, if you see a house that is being built in Rajasthan today versus in Kerala or Goa, they look exactly the same, right? It's just same template. The houses they would live in Bangalore or Gurgaon, same दिखेगा. Why is it happening? वहाँ का टेम्परेचर यहाँ का टेम्परेचर सेम नहीं है. हिमाचल के डिफरेंट घर, और पहले होते थे, मतलब पहले होते थे, अब नहीं होते, बिकॉज पहले वो देयर वाज एन इनहेरेंट सेंस ऑफ डिजाइन एंड पर्पस टू एवरीथिंग दैट वी डू. नाउ एवरीथिंग इज जस्ट टेम्पलेटाइज्ड. सब कुछ IKEA बन गया, you know, I will manufacture more and more and more and more, and you just assemble, keep assembling. So I think that is also one
100%,
part of it.
100%. Alok, any thoughts on this?
No, I think this is a growth part, I guess. I'm assuming, as you were saying that when design was small, then of course maybe a person was enough to do everything.
Correct.
Now it has emerged. Now earlier 10-12 years back, we were not doing research part in design. So research was not at all a KRA of a designer. It used to be maybe some PM will do or some business guy will do maybe. I had not done any research ever, but now research comes in the picture. So how can a designer do research plus this plus that as well?
Correct.
At the same time, when it grows, the industry started growing a lot more. Then we started thinking, okay, somebody has to strategize, UX guys. Somebody has to think of all the technicalities, UI guys. Somebody has to make it beautiful, visual guy. Somebody has to still meet users, researcher, empathize and meet user and do all the stuff. So we ourselves made it, and it's not wrong, by the way.
Yeah.
When the organization is bigger, you need such people.
Yeah.
Such expertise you need.
Yeah.
That you want a researcher to research deeply, he will know all the nuances of research. You need a visual guy who knows craft so deeply that maybe a UX guy or maybe a person who has not gone in deeper part might not know. But what I feel that everyone should be more of a T-shape. You should know everything, maybe have one of
And
the
something
expertise.
really well,
Yeah,
right?
you can't do like, I have no idea how the UI is being done, but I'm a UX person.
Yeah.
That's not possible. You should know everything and then you choose the field. So
Which is the full saying of jack of all trades, master of none is better than a master of one wala cheese.
Exactly.
But you're saying you be a master of like
Yes.
one of them and the jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades,
That's-
master of some.
yeah,
Some. There you go.
that's important because you have to know everything for sure to go into
Yeah.
something. You can't lead a company. Think that a designer becomes director or VP
Yeah.
after 20 years. You have never worked on visual. How will you be able to give a right feedback to your designer?
Right.
So you have to make your hands dirty on everything in the early phase of your career. Then
Yeah.
only you can be a best fit for the bigger role.
Yeah.
for sure.
Experience everything
Yeah, that matters.
to be able to comment on it.
100%. And I think today, and that understanding of technology, the moment AI has come in, we are realizing that a little bit of techie thoda to sabhi ko hona padega, right? Matlab, whether you're doing AI to code, whether you're doing AI to image, whether you're doing AI to video, a little bit of technology awareness helps. Is there any other thing that you've seen changing in the industry or in your organizations, right, in design culture in the last 18 months, ever since the AI started rising?
If you talk about AI, there's a lot of anxiety, I would say. There's a lot of anxiety about AI. All my friends know AI. How do I know? All are doing something. I don't know what. There is that something, but something somebody is doing and they're posting on LinkedIn, hey, I've done this.
Yeah.
And I'm, how do I do? I have no idea. And then I am in kind of a panic mode.
Yeah.
That's happening for last 2 years for sure. Everyone is doing something and everyone does not know what to do exactly and how to prove that I have used AI in my workflow in such a manner that I can prove that we are faster.
Yeah.
It's a struggle. That's happening and it's I can say this is evolving with time right now. Same place, even I am that same place. I am also trying a lot of stuff. I'm not able to figure out the best thing with the AI. Still, it's pretty helpful using a lot of stuff, but still not the end product till now.
I have a very interesting example for this. You remember back in the days, jab Eureka Forbes was there. They used to come to your home, sell you a vacuum cleaner, and you would see, ki, oh wow, it will clean up cobwebs, it will clean up my floor and everything, and you would buy it. And then you never use it. Exactly what AI is doing. It's giving you anxiety enough, to feel that, okay, I'm missing out. It's not useful enough that you use it in your day-to-day life, right? And you still have it, right? And you keep feeling, and then you still use broom because it is much quicker. You are much more familiar with it.
Yeah.
And that vacuum cleaner is just accumulating dust.
Yeah. For designers, that broom is
The
Figma
irony.
today.
And I want to add one more thing,
Yeah.
which is very common and which is very funny these days, that somebody puts a post on LinkedIn, I tried this, and if you want to try out the same thing in your agentic side, you just comment and I'll give you the template. And thousands of people will put template or MVP as a comment, and this person will start sharing, or they sometimes don't even share the template because they just want more reach. They want to build their visibility and influence on LinkedIn.
Impressions
But what's
on
happening
the-
is, even when they share the template and you try it out at your end,
It does not.
you don't know the basics, so it doesn't work for you. And the more you do such things by downloading such templates from internet or from these influencers, the more you are getting disappointed that why it is not working for me. Maybe I don't know AI, maybe I'm not good in coding, maybe I don't understand the backend part of AI or Claude or Lovable, which is giving even more anxiety to these people.
Yeah.
So making shortcuts like this is not going to help unless you understand what is happening behind the scenes. Sometimes you need to question these influencers or people, tell me or explain how these things are working.
The silver lining is that no one has figured out an AI-based design workflow. So everyone is in the same boat together. We are I thought of this sometime back in terms of AI as a tool in your design workflow. We are in the Photoshop era. We will get to the Figma era
Yeah.
of AI as a design tool eventually. No one has focused on it enough. So we are
Yeah.
trying to use it as best as possible to generate something and give something to someone. Eventually, we'll make our way where there'll be some tool. Maybe Figma will do it. Maybe someone else will do it. Where we're like, okay, you know what? This is what we wanted as designers.
One thing, I was talking to some other people, like some of my mentors, and जो अच्छी चीज मुझे पता चली वो ये है कि जितनी भी लीडरशिप थी, आई थिंक थोड़ा तो उनको भी कुछ ना कुछ ट्राई करने को मिल गया एआई के आने से, राइट? थोड़ा आईसी वाला जो टच सबका छूट रहा था, वेयर यू वर इन अ कंफर्टेबल जोन where you were sitting at a big experience and you could think and do things strategically, but then something new came up and then you also had to figure it out. So any thoughts on this?
I think वो challenge तो हो गया है because now it has democratized thing. It has not democratized taste, by the way. So there are a lot of people who think कि वो पहले भी प्रॉब्लम थी डिजाइनर्स के साथ. डिजाइनर्स करते ही क्या है, मतलब 2 स्क्रीन्स बना के दे देंगे. व्हाट डू दे डू? 2 कलर ये तो मैं भी दे सकता था. That understanding of where that color is coming from, वो ठीक है, let's not go into that. Still today is happening, it is happening that it has democratized, and PM and engineers, everybody think ये तो मैं भी कर लेता हूँ. And one prompt and you see the designs, that gives the PM that empowerment. उस समय उनका शक्ल देखो, they feel कि ये तो कर लिया मैंने, अब तो ये हो गया. Now I can do anything. But the thing is कि everything is मतलब you do it out of context, it feels good. The moment you put context and constraint, you realize ki, it is not fast enough, it is not good enough. You need some person who do it for you, and then you again run to a designer, and then you don't respect him also. Right? that is
where you say, like, maybe not for the end product for sure, but for the early phase, of course, it's a yes. For experimentation, for exploring new ideas, for brainstorming. Now I don't need to call my 10 p.m. 2 developer, 5 testing, 5 business people in a meeting room to do a brainstorming on Double Diamond, right? That I don't need now. That I can do with the AI. Me and AI is enough, and I can generate awesome ideas. That is better than having a 50 people brainstorming for sure. So that phase, of course, AI is helping a lot, no doubt. But the next phase, you're talking about the workflow, right? It's not completely frozen. We are not able to adopt completely and not able to do it completely. But at least 30%, 40%, yes, we can. A lot of stuff a lot of time we were spending in brainstorming, figuring out multiple solutions. Let's not figure out final UI. Let's figure out for the one particular wizard, I want to make 5 variations. Can I do that? Yes, I can do that. With the help of AI, I can do that. Maybe those are still mediocre, okay, whatever, but I'm not sure the designer who was doing, he's also mediocre or he's that smart one. I don't know. So at least that early phase of brainstorming part, early phase of exploring multiple options, that's working. Finalize having my own design system, having my own constraint and all. Still, I think we will only teach AI how to do this, and after a year or something, AI will do this.
I'll sum it up. I think we have established that nobody has yet figured out a design to code workflow using AI, but I think Myntra and Flipkart also, you guys have worked on products like Maya and Fashion GPT and Health Buddy, right? Where AI has given much more better output as compared to this workflow. I would start from you. How was that journey? And also, how do you approach incorporating AI into your product rather than in the design workflow?
So in product, it's actually interesting. In product is also helping because it can synthesize a lot of information at once. So right, think of all those use cases where you would need to synthesize all of that information and give answers quickly. So for example, you talked about Health Buddy, right? So how we were using, and one of the best use case for Health Buddy is, it was a chatbot, right? But a very simple, easy to use chatbot. You get your blood report, you upload that blood report to Health Buddy and ask questions. Should I eat bananas? It will tell you, okay, so and so parameters are high or low. You should eat more, you should eat less, you should avoid spinach, whatever. Just giving an example, right? So which is a very good use case, right? I do not, earlier the use flow was that I have a report, I find one doctor in my family, I send it to them. Then they will reply in the evening. They will say, ki, okay, everything is good. Then you poke. Then they will tell, okay, don't eat salt too much. Right? This was the earlier flow, but now it has given empowerment to the people. So those kind of use cases are definitely good. Similarly with the resume and all those things.
Major use case I think that organizations should be focusing on is data synthesis using AI. Right? There are so many models available that can give you a specific type of data synthesis at a very low cost, and it is faster to build. But it's just that in the last few months we have been caught up so much in Figma to code. People have forgotten that the real use case of AI is like you use AI as an API, as a faster, efficient API to solve actual product problems, जिस पे आपको बहुत बड़ा backend logic लिखना पड़ता था. What about Myntra,
So,
Alok?
if I talk about, we also developed Fashion GPT, Maya Stylist, multiple AI tools. For us, what changed in the flow was primarily, I used to start with constraint now, because we did this when ChatGPT was kind of launched just within a quarter or something.
Yeah.
It had a lot of constraint, a lot of things were not possible, and we had to figure out, let's know the constraint first and then we'll design. So it's not design to developer, it's a constraint to design to develop. That was one thing that was very interesting phase to work on, interesting part to work. But what we solved primarily, if you have to go to a vacation to Goa right now, right? You have to figure out what to wear. So you'll search for, okay, I have to search for hat, I have to search for short or slippers or whatever, right? Why can't you ask Myntra that, okay, what do I wear in Goa? I'm going for a holiday. Why should not Myntra tell you that, hey, why don't you get a shorts? Why don't you get a hat? Why not a sunglasses? Why not SPF 50 sunscreen? Whatever. This is what we solved with the help of all this. And exactly right, we took the help of data here. I am taking the input from the user, giving it to GPT. GPT is giving me that, okay, when you talk about vacation and Goa, what are the right parameters? I should be searching on Myntra and giving you the right product.
Yeah.
And that worked well. This was working great. And this is how it was working. And then we had Maya. Maya was kind of a chatbot, kind of a fashion expert who is helping you in terms of understanding, analyzing, figuring out what to wear, what not to wear, what will go with what, and all those stuff. So Maya was a kind of fashion stylist helping you. Not was, it's still there. Maya is there. On Myntra, you can still use to get your experience, whatever you want to buy. It helps you a lot. But a challenge, what I'll say here is, we people sitting in a tier 1 are doing too much of AI. Go to tier 2, tier 3.
Yeah.
They have no idea about AI.
Yeah.
And they're not worried about AI at all.
100%.
Now, the feature I built is awesome for the people who are tech savvy. People who are non-tech savvy, for them, I'm trying to change their behavior of shopping. I have been searching, like I will go to search, I'll search for a hat, I'll get some result, I'll buy. I have never thought of that. I can search something of this sort, or I can go to a chatbot to ask something of this sort. Are tier 2, tier 3, and not tier 2, but a lot of non-techie users are not used to of this very unconventional way of shopping.
Yeah.
The problem comes at the adoption. You will not be able to bring people back to this kind of platform, come and do. Till now, of course, it's not. But yeah, let's see with the future how it goes.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I think the chatbot interaction, because we have been so familiar with it from the last 10 days, it helps in adoption of AI features. And I think that's why a lot of the successful experiments have been something around a chatbot. You pick a use case, you solve it via the interaction of chatbot. I'll have a few just follow-up questions, and then I have separate questions for you guys. In these experiments, I assume that these experiments have been successful, where organizations have used AI and gotten good results for themselves, for the users, right? Is there an advice here for aspiring product designers on how should they be approaching incorporation of AI in their case studies, in their project work, rather than that AI to code wala workflow mein us pe fas karke idhar pe, where there are actual opportunities? Is there an advice here?
I personally feel that when you think of using AI in your project or any feature, case study, whatever, or you're trying to build a new feature, if AI is your starting point, there's a big problem of adoption. People are not going to start. So if I have Maya, go to Maya and start your journey, quite difficult for the user to start. If I think of your workflow, I know a user go from A to B to C to D like this, and I figure out how do I add AI in B and C and D, then this becomes easier. And how do I figure out that if you take 10 minutes to complete this journey, can I make it in 3 minutes? That is how it's going to be helpful. So overall, figuring out that how do I add AI in the user's journey. Other than that, let's not try make a journey which could be quicker or faster, but it's a new journey. You'll be struggling badly to get the user over there because it's a new thing and no one loves change. It's good or bad, that's the reality. Users are not the one who loves change. You have to teach them, convince them. That's a big problem. So when you are thinking of feature, I would say figure out which is the flow user is following. In that flow, how are you going to help the user complete that certain task quicker or maybe in a better gratification manner? That should be your journey. That should be your goal. Your goal should not be introducing an AI feature.
Yeah.
That's what.
So don't introduce AI for the heck of it.
No.
Just approach problem solving in general and then find out what step in the journey can be benefiting most from AI incorporation and replace it with it.
Correct.
So for enterprises or B2B space, I feel we still have a lot of restrictions around IP using the code that AI system generates, as well as the kind of results we are getting, which is not very accurate, right? So it's good to always start with discovery phase and use AI on the discovery side heavily, which is your research side, right? It always helps you, and we are getting some good results out of it. We have shortened our discovery time a lot using these tools. Maybe it's ChatGPT, Perplexity, or Gemini, right? But on the framing side, I think Figma to code the workflow concept, entire end-to-end workflow concept is still a couple of months away.
Yeah. Apurva.
I mean, I agree to Alok, but I have a slightly different point of view on this thing. I think there could be features, there could be products which are AI first. What you need to think about, for example, any new aspiring person who is creating their case study and all, they should definitely think of what is the problem that this product is solving and how can I leverage AI to solve it even better. Now, let me give you an example, right? Think of all those use cases where you synthesize a lot of information and then you come up with some vague conclusions. For example, if you are a lawyer, right? You read a lot of books and you are working on a case. AI can do that for you, right? It can give you conclusions and then you can reverse engineer. You can see, okay, this is the conclusion. Okay, let me see which article they are talking about, all those things. So if you build a product around it, from that starting point, AI first product would be good. The anecdote I will give you is that ChatGPT is AI first product. The moment it came, it surpassed every other product that was there available in the market. That was the user adoption to it. Only if the interface is so easy. And similar thing, WhatsApp also did. Nobody would have thought that an app would be adapted so deeply in India to tier 3, 4, 5, 6, right? But it has, like, everybody uses WhatsApp. They uses the complex feature of uploading picture, video, all those kind of things. In fact, Instagram is also deeply penetrated Indian market. So if you are building something really useful, which is actually giving you value, there is value in building that. If you are building just for the heck of it, because everyone is talking about AI and just for the heck of it you are building, then I would say that rethink and see what you really are solving for the users.
Okay. Abhimanyu, your take? Advice for youngsters.
While we are talking about AI experiences and all, I think it's important to understand what that technology is bringing to the table. हम जिस चीज को आज AI बोल रहे हैं, that actually is large language models, and however they were trained, lots of data went in. You interact with that AI and it guesses an output with probability. We are moving from what's called a deterministic, हमें पता है ये क्लिक करेंगे तो ये होगा, ये करेंगे तो ये होगा, to a probabilistic experience कि ये करेंगे तो शायद ये होगा, right? I think thinking about वो चीजें कहाँ पे benefit करेंगी and how do you still ensure कि trust रहेगा, because in a probabilistic thing you know कि या तो सही होगा या गलत होगा. जब गलत होगा, can I still keep trust? Can I tell you कि यार हो सकता है गलत, थोड़ा सा या तो खुद चेक करो, or you've made the experience in such a way that you know कि my workflow is मैं ये काम करूंगा, ये output आएगा, and then I will go back in the example you said. The lawyer will go back and check कि क्या चीजें हो रही हैं. So I think breaking it down from that layer of ये AI है to really understanding what is the technology behind it doing. You don't need to get into the details of the programming of it. But conceptually क्या हो रहा है is important. And then there'll be another aspect which I think Puneet has mentioned a number of times, which is agentic, where at least in the corporate side of the world, we are moving from this chat interface, which is reactive. to something which is proactive. The expectation from agentic AI, which has still been trained on the same thing, is कि ये काम अपने आप करेगा. उसमें भी किसी को आके देखना है कि वो अपने आप जो काम हुआ वो सही हुआ कि नहीं. Right? Whereas in this kind of an experience, it is reactive. मैं कुछ पूछूंगा, कुछ बताओगे, हमारा वहाँ पे interaction चल रहा है. So keep these pieces in mind when you think about कि अगर मैं कोई ये experience बनाने वाला हूँ, बनाने वाली हूँ, what of these ingredients should go in there?
Knowledge bomb एकदम.
That's a actually very good point. You know what? एक तो बहुत buzzword होते हैं आजकल. मतलब people just throw around things like that. So Gmail है सबके पास. उसमें एक feature है schedule send.
Right.
एजेंट ही है ना वो. आज की तारीख में उसको एजेंटिक एआई बोला जाएगा. राइट. बट इट्स अ फीचर जो आपको रीचेक नहीं करना. अगर आपने 8 बजे का लगा दिया, 8 बजे मेल चला जाएगा. यू नो दैट. यू डोंट हैव टू रीचेक. आज के टाइम का जितना एजेंट है, सबको एजेंट को वापस से आपको चेक करना. तो अपना टास्क बढ़ा रहे हो या कम कर रहे हो.
Yeah. What I'm really understanding, at least from this conversation, is it's not कि AI के आने की वजह से product design बिल्कुल बदल गया है. Most of us are still doing the things that we were doing. Now that we have a new technology, which is a new tool at play, and it has relevance, it has genuine value, we're trying to figure out कि हमारे बाकी existing workflow में ये कैसे plug in हो रखा है या हो सकता है. ऐसा कुछ नहीं कि हम अब AI first ही हो चुके हैं.
But इसमें sorry, go ahead.
इसमें एक चीज जरूर है हमको याद रखनी चाहिए दैट विदाउट एआई वी वर समटाइम्स क्लूलेस कि अगर मुझे एक नया प्रोडक्ट बनाना है या बहुत ही अमेजिंग एक्सपीरियंस बनाना है तो मैं कहाँ से स्टार्ट करूँ. विद एआई यू डोंट नीड टू स्टार्ट विद जीरो. इट इज स्टिल गिविंग यू लॉट ऑफ आइडियाज, maybe synthesized, maybe curated from lot of different sources around the world, but you need not start from zero. तो आपके पास कुछ तो benchmark है, कुछ तो आपके पास baseline है जिसके ऊपर आप build कर सकते हो. तो ये आपके लिए बहुत चीजें आसान कर देता है.
As a student, I think it's very easy for them to now start new projects because they have a brainstorming partner and a very smart one to start projects.
And since you're talking about budding DNS, right, and making the case study, I would love to see the case study where they have used good AI. Like if someone has done research with 30 people and say, I did not go to 30 people, I met only 5 and rest 25, I tried to get the insights from AI and I could see a pattern and that is why I did not do the 6th research. I'm completely okay with this. You are trying to say me that, yeah, you are saving time. If the research is helping me in this manner, it's useful. Any of the process, if you say me that with the help of AI, I could do this process faster, I would love to see the stuff in the case study. So for the young DNS, I would love to see a lot of DNS I have seen, they are scared of using AI in case study because they want to showcase and convey that I know this process. I think you know the process. That's why you are able to use the AI. So if you can convey in your case study that yes, I have used AI for this, completely good for it.
So I recently recommended to someone that in your portfolio site now, just add a section called AI experiments or AI playground. It is the least like you're not promising someone that I know everything about AI. You are acknowledging that I know nothing. Here are things I have played around with and some result has come out of it. That gives you or us as people who are hiring an insight into, is this person someone who comes with a growth mindset? कि आज की टेक्नोलॉजी इसने ली, कुछ कीड़ा किया और डाला है साइड पे. There is that confidence कि चाहे सही भी नहीं है, मैं दिखा रहा हूँ. Right?
That has been the most common advice जो मेरा current batch है. मैंने सबसे common है, मैंने कहा तुम्हारे portfolio में if you want to be noticed by top companies, because तुम क्या दिखाओगे और तुम कैसे different हो, right? The best thing is have an AI experiments. हर दिन 1 घंटा दो, 30 days of AI की सीरीज बना लो, 15 दिन AI की सीरीज बना लो, 1 घंटा दो और 1 घंटा play around with it, build something and just launch it. क्यों? You don't need to figure out. You are young. You don't even have experience or industry insights. But what we as hiring managers would be expecting out of you is, are you trying? Right?
Exactly.
अगर तुम कल को इधर आओगे तो तुम try करोगे कि नहीं?
Because like from this side, the red flag is that you've not done anything. On the other side, the expectation is there is no this thing कि इतना तो आना ही चाहिए, right? So not doing anything is the problem. trying something out is a green flag कि यार ये कुछ तो करता है.
And
Let's
these
see.
days, anyways, AI has become part of everyone's KRA, everyone's job description anyway. So
Yeah.
if you are saying that in the research, after interviewing 10 people, I gave it to Notepad LM that, okay,
Notebook LM, yeah.
Notebook LM that synthesize everything. I had 10 videos. I don't have time to sit 20 hours to listen and make the notes. Notebook LM is making the whole life so easy for me.
exactly.
If someone shows the same thing in my one of the case study, I would love to have the person. That,
Yeah.
okay, you're saving my time.
Amazing. Okay. अभी थोड़ा सा I'll change gear थोड़ा सा दूसरे section की तरफ में थोड़ा सा design careers के बारे में हमने segue ले लिया है. The segue, my first question in this segue is, why are we not hiring young designers? Why have internships disappeared from the industry? Why have entry-level designers or design roles disappeared from the industry? You guys are like, director position, so you guys would have much better insight.